Great. So the presentation is recorded as well. So people that are looking this later, they can always ask more questions as well. So basically, this is the Las Vegas strategy. It's already becoming more and more famous within our trading groups. The reason is that it is a very easy strategy that is very easy to implement on MetaTrader or on TradingView as well, drawing yourself. A little bit of background for me. I'm a 6 years trader. I'm trading almost daily, but I really trade part time as a full time trader. I don't believe that full time traders should trade more than 4 hours a day because you get exhausted, and basically if you can't make your money in 4 hours, you are better anyway. So just get started, get better, and trade a couple of hours a day with full concentration. Basically, people in America don't really have any choice because the cup and half the trading day is already gone. So they mostly trade the start of the New York session overlap with London. And I saw that this is like a morning in Europe, being the best time to trade also for this strategy and for many others. Now, what you see here is actually a very easy strategy. I worked a lot with the Ichimoku like whole system basically, because Ichimoku has a lot more than only the Ichimoku cloud. We also have Tiki crosses. We also have a span line that's behind the Ichimoku cloud, which gives a very great support resistance level. But this is not where we're going to get into today because we made it a little bit easier with moving averages. So basically you see here on my screen 5 indicators. Basically I added moving average 10 and 20, which I will show you that give a short-term strategy. So they give a very short-term way of moving. Then we have the 100 and the 200, and we have the Ichimoku cloud. Now, most people, the moving average is. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put the Ichimoku cloud and the 100 and 100 MA out. So as I'm on 15-minute chart, I will show you a little bit more later. But basically here you see on a 10 and a 20 moving averages that when they cross, the moves change. So this is just the same strategy as that stochastics and MACD and all those things. It's all moving averages. It all has fancy names, but basically it's all moving averages. So what you see here is a short-term trend. So we just start here on the left. We have a cross for a small uptrend that ends up again, and we have another small cross for an uptrend, comes a little downtrend, a cross for a downtrend, and it goes down, 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 and then when it goes up, it crosses again. So basically, what you see here is 2 moving averages telling us that trends are changing. The 10 and the 20, you can also, there's a lot of discussion. People want to use the 8 and the 15 or the 8 and the 15. Some people make a rainbow out of the Fibonacci sequence. You can do whatever you want, but the idea is that you have 2 short numbers of moving averages to show you this kind of moment. So if I look to this graph, what I really would like to look at is that you see here a big change, and here you see a big change, and here on the top again. So why is this ones bigger than the other ones? You see here that the moving averages are going away from each other, so they become big. That means that there's basically a bigger move as well. You see that they are coming in a kind of V shape. So that's what we are looking for on the smaller time frame. They need to directly expand. You will see if I add the 100 and the 200 that we are looking there the same and the combination. So this is like the 10 and the 20. It gives us an idea of the short moves. Now, the long-term moving averages we have here, if I put out the 10 and the 20, is just the long-term moves. So here you see 15 January to the end. Basically, you see a couple of very clear crosses to change the trends. I will mark 2 of them here. So in this trend, the first one, you see that the red line crosses the green line, which in this case I made, so the 200 I made red and the 100 I made green, or you can make it blue, to make it very clear that when the red line is on top, it's a sell. When the green or the blue line is on top, it's a buy. So in this whole time, we are only going to sell. Then in the time after the cross, it's only the time to buy. That's basically what you want to do. All right, so the long-term moving averages are only creating you the long-term vision for sell time and buy time. So if we combine those two, let me clear all those drawings. When we combine those two, you basically know in what trend you are for the long term and what trades you want to take for the short term. So here we go with the basics of the strategy. You see a cross on the 100 and the 200, and that means we are going to take a trade at the crosses itself for a sell. Let me make that a red arrow. Here we are going for a sell. Then you see the trend goes down. We write it down. We take about on the 15-minute time frame. This is what the time frames and the take profits come. Is when you are trading this on a 5-minute time frame, you should be maximum 2 hours in your trades, and you should go for about 6 pips, which 1 pip is used to pay your commissions and your spreads to your broker, and 5 pips is what you actually get from it. Then if you do this on the 15-minute charts, which I'm doing lately, is that you see that most of the trades will close the same day in about 6 hours. Now, I use this like kind of fist rule for 6 years. When I find my trades on 5 minutes or 15 minutes or 1 hour, I do 20 times the time frame that I use. So on the 1 hour, if I find the trade on the 1 hour and I find the head and shoulders pattern, a support resistance line, or whatever theory I used, a 1 hour time frame trade should take maximum 20 hours. A 15-minute time frame trade should take 6 hours. A 5-minute time frame trade should take up to 2 hours. And a 1-minute time frame trade, if you ever would do that, which should not take you more than 20 minutes to take your take profit. Otherwise, or your take profit is too big, or you have different expectations, or you are in a 4-hour chart looking to make 20 pips. It's just not how it works. So that's a kind of fist rule that I use. Now here you see a cross of the 1020 again, and we see that we are in a downtrend move. So here we take the second sell. Then we needed to wait a little bit because the market goes up and goes kind of sideways. While here we see a very clear cross again. So we will go in another sell. Now this sell can maybe be a couple of trades because we said like on 15 minutes we go out every 10. So you see here, this is a this is a 7 trade. So this one is not so big. If it has multiple, let's say it has 30 pips, you just take the trade 3 times. What happens when I'm hitting take profit is just that I say, okay, let's say this would be 30 pips. I have a stop, I have a trade, hit take profit. Then I analyze my trade and I say like, okay, am I still seeing a very clear 10-20 moving average band? Is it still going kind of straight down? Is it still the downtrend of the 10 and the 20? Yeah, that's also very clear. And in this case, what you can even see more, it's a bit more mathematical, but here you see that we have a 45-degree angle, and here you see we also have a 45-degree angle, and here we also have a 45-degree angle. So it's when the 10 and the 20 are taking off with about 45 degrees from the 100 MA line. At that moment, we see the biggest drops, the sharpest drops. So when you are still in those trades and you still see that those trades are going in your direction, but you hit take profit. So here you have two that are very clear going down for a long time. They are taking off from the other two that are also going in the same direction. So you have all four in the same direction. You basically just take another sell. So here you can take cell number two, and let's say you take cell number three. You hit your take profit, you hit your take profit. Now, when this one goes a little bit, let's say this last one is you're not able to hit your take profit, and you see like, oh my God, he goes in the wrong direction, maybe even in some drawdown. Don't hit it again. Here it hits the 100 line, then you still get doubting trades, and then go. So what about this strategy is that it's safe because you are in the longer term downtrend. Even though your trade, even when you choose here to say, okay, I'm going to take another trade, and you are just completely going the wrong direction, you are still in the right trade. You just need to wait for it for a certain time, and that can be, in this case, maybe maximum up to 6 hours. But from this time to here, you can perfectly still hit take profit. Now, what are we talking about here? On TradingView, we see here that it is like midday on the 23rd till 25th. So you need to wait like 1.5 days for this trade to hit take profit, but it will hit take profit. Why? Because you are in the longer term downtrend. So your 100 and 200 MA tell you to only take sells. Don't take the buys. Don't take the crosses for the buys in the sell trend. I know you can because it's counter trending and some people really like it. But I would really advise you to trade with the trend. And even how long you need to wait for it, this trade will at the end come to plus. Now, when do you really need to get out? Is if you see later, okay, we keep going selling, selling, selling. And now here we have a cross of the 100 and the 200. This is basically means that we were in a sell trend all the time here. So we were only taking the sells. That here the market starts to doubt. This is even still sell area. And then we have this cross. Now, when the cross happens, we turn into a buy area. From this moment, we are only going to take the buys. So you will start to take a buy here. You will start to take a buy here. You can later take more buys. So basically, even here, when you see, let me highlight this. When in this area, you see a very nice counter trend. It's a cross. It even crosses the 100 and the 20. At this moment, you're in an uptrend. So just don't trade the sell. Wait for the perfect moment, and here you have your buy. So that's a very easy rule set how to trade this strategy. Now, what we did extra is that the Ichimoku cloud just really helps you as also a support resistance line to trade this strategy. So if I also add the Ichimoku cloud, I will show you the settings shortly. The settings are basically to take off the conversion line, baseline lagging span, or for the people on MetaTrader, the Tikun-sen, Kuji-sen, and the span line as well there. You can take them out. You basically just keep the main lines for the cloud. And here on TradingView, if you see put it on, this one stands a lot of transparent. So I like to put it a little bit more green because you don't want to trade anyway when it's in the cloud. I'm going to show you that now. So what happens here is that this cloud is respected a lot by the traders. So what you see is that the trade comes down here and stays under the cloud. The cloud is red, so it's very clear we are in a downtrend. It's even more visual. Then here we go into the cloud, but it doesn't break through the cloud, and we go out of the cloud. That's the moment I get in again. Then we get close to the clouds. This is go out of your nice sell because it will start going in the cloud. It tries to go through the clouds, but it doesn't. It starts to be moving a little bit same size. And when it gets out of the cloud, again, boom, very nice sell. When it goes into the cloud, you take your profit. If you take your profit manually. Then it goes through the cloud, it tries, it breaks again. And here you see it goes under the cloud, but it doesn't drop anymore. It goes back into the cloud. This is this whole area where you do nothing. It's just when the trades are in the cloud, even though it looks like you're still in a strong trend, they are fighting with this Ichimoku cloud. You see the cloud becoming green, so you have a temporarily uptrend, etc. And that at the end, it really breaks through the cloud and it starts to become an uptrend. The whole cloud becomes green. You see the 100 and the 200 MA cross, and we just switch directions. Mostly at the start, they try to break through, and then they try to break to the 100 and the 200 MA, which here shortly works, but then it directly comes back. And here you see it jumps out of the cloud, and you are above the 100, 200 lines, take another buy. You wait till it is close to the cloud again, you take your profit. Then we are in the cloud, we do nothing, comes out of the cloud, cross of the 1020, take the buy again. Take profit when you're going back into the clouds. Then here you see a lot of activity, clouds becoming different colors, etc. We do nothing, nothing, nothing. Here it looks like it becomes a downtrend, but no, it doesn't. This can be news. And then at the end here, this is all the time that we do nothing. And at this moment, I would do still nothing with this pair. So this is just a very clear part that you don't know what is happening. Basically, you see the whole market is just moving sideways, this whole block. Just nothing spiking, it's not coming out of it. And we need to wait to give it a clear direction again. So that's basically how the strategy works. As I said, you can do it on 5 minutes. It just looks the same. At this moment, you do nothing. But if we go back and we take that time when it is trending, what I really like, it works early in the morning in Europe. So here you see, if I zoom in on this part a little bit, look at this, beautiful. You start early, 6 o'clock, 7, 9 o'clock. I'm here UTC +2, so this is like Lithuanian time zone. Basically, this is like 7 o'clock London time. London market opens and is always trending for about 2 hours. And here you see, you can take a buy, you wait, take a buy, you wait, take a buy, you wait. And it all the time stays above the cloud is green, you just take the buys. If you don't hit your take profit, just have patience, it will hit it later. Here it goes to the cloud and break. Basically, if you need a shorter stop loss than no stop loss, the bottom of the cloud, when it really breaks through the cloud, you can just better get out. Here you see, it goes through the cloud and then it will really go deeper. So this is a beautiful moment to just take a couple of buys. Here's the first buy. Is it 15 pips? No.
Yeah.
Really? Okay, Tradingview, sorry. 15 pips, the first one. Second one, 10 pips again. Third one, another 15. That's 30, 40. One more of 10, 50. Cloud comes out of the cloud, 60. 60 pips within 10 o'clock till the end of the day. This is just a one-day trade. 60 pips, one pair. Now, the nice part is that we do this on 20 different pairs. So I had 200 pips today with a very part-time strategy just on my phone because to be honest, this looks even better on your phone. So just put it on MetaTrader. And what we also have for MetaTrader, you can just send me a message later on WhatsApp as well. For MetaTrader, we have arrows that are drawing in the big trend difference and all the little arrows for all the moments that they are crossing. So you can just take, like, every time there's an arrow, you get a notification in the notification screen of MetaTrader. This is a potential buy of Euro GBP. This is a potential sell of GBP, JPY, whatever. It just gives like bling bling notifications, and you just check it at that moment. You check if the buy signal at that moment is buy trend, and then you take them. If they are in a sell trend, you only take the sells. That's basically how it works. So 5 minutes, I would go for about 6 pips. On the 15 minutes, I like it a little bit more because it's a little bit stable. And you see here what kind of rows you make. You can also do it on an hour time frame if you're more of a swing trader. But look at this. This is 200 pips. This took 2 hours and 2 days and 21 hours. So basically, for 3 days in a row, you could just sell the euro. What is it? Euro GBP. It's just a 200 pips trade with a very easy strategy. It never broke the cloud. It never went through. It was a very clear 100, 200 MA, very straight funnel, just straight down, and you can take swing trading with it as well. So I'm going to pause the recording. If there's any questions and you're watching this recording, under the video on YouTube will be my contact details to send any questions, and I'm going to answer the questions live now in the Zoom call.